Hi, I'm Barbara, and welcome to High Heel Talk, the program where we will take high-end, sometimes, and discuss high-end topics with our high heel panel of women that walk their talk in high heels. So let me introduce my panel of today to you. Firstly, an inspirational woman who overcame diversity, now internationally published book author, ambassador for Kiss Violence Against Women Goodbye, Yona Vulin.
Hi high heels. Hello Darlink, hello Barbara, and hi guys, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it today.
Thank you, Yona. Our next guest is the internationally acclaimed, award-winning singer, songwriter, performer, counselor, advocate for women's rights, the beautiful, talented Nez Erok.
Hi Barbara. Hi guys, thanks for having me.
And next to me, on my right, is the advocate for transgender rights, stylist, MC, belle of the ball, someone who knows so much about heavenly heels and fashion frocks. And this is Chandelier.
Thank you, Barbara. It's so lovely to be here and join your panel. So thank you for having me, and hello everybody.
And last but not least, this is the legally blonde, a woman who advocates for immigrants' rights every day, who speaks fluent 4 languages and looks fabulous by doing all this valuable work. Welcome, Yona Zoga.
Barbara, gorgeous, thank you so much for inviting me here today.
Okay, let's start on a very light topic. I have a question. Is there possible to have a real friendship between men and women without fringes attached? There's a famous actress who said, there's no such a thing as a gentleman. A gentleman is just a wolf in waiting. So, darling, Yona, tell me.
I think you can be friends and not have sex and just have a purely platonic friendship. I mean, I have guy friends who I'm purely platonic with. But then on the other hand, I think that, I mean, there are your guy friends that you could do if you wanted to do. I think it's one of those things, it's your own mentality. Like, I think I could do someone and totally disassociate them as romantic and just have friends with benefits.
Yes.
It just depends on your mentality and where you're at. But I definitely have some guy friends who we've never crossed the line, I've never kissed, and have been friends with for many, many, many years.
Beautiful. Darling, tell me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I have some friends that are straight men, but for me it's different, you know, because I'm trans. That most men see me as a sexual fantasy. So, yeah, I have some friends that don't cross the line, but most do.
Okay, beautiful. Yona?
Well, it could be, Barbara. However, often it happens that when there is a friendship between a man and a woman, generally speaking, the man wants something from the woman. But it's not about what the man wants. It's about us as women, how to control that man. But generally on friendship, prosperity makes friendship and adversity tries them.
Beautiful. Nice, darling.
I think it depends on, you know, what sort of relationship you have with that person, also their sexuality. I personally can be friends with lots of guys, and there could be that tension there depending on the person, but I think once there's that respect that's established, then, and you know, all cards on the table, no one really crosses that line.
It's also your mindset, you just general mindset at the time, for sure.
Yeah.
What if he changes his mind or you change
They
your
always
mind?
change their mind. Like I said, you could just do them, but you don't have to like be their best friend.
Exactly.
Okay,
No
on this
strings.
note, we're going to talk now with our panel on something very close to many of our hearts. We see in the newspapers, we read everywhere, the increasing numbers of domestic violence, and especially violence against women. I would like to ask my panel, why is it happening? And I will start with Yona Vulin.
Hi, Barbara. Hi. Look, I can't ever say what people are thinking or what's going through their minds, obviously, but I think for me it's always going to be a lack of confidence. I think that's where it starts. But perhaps let me give you a bit of a backstory. For those of you who don't know, 5.5 years ago I was set on fire on purpose as a result of another couple's domestic violence. So I wasn't necessarily in a domestic violent relationship myself. However, you don't necessarily need to be, especially in our day and age, to be the wrath of somebody else's. And I think that's important to remember. Like, it's not just me, and it's not just the people that are in a relationship, but there are kids that are affected, and there are a lot of other people who are not in the relationship that are affected. So you may think that your relationship is just between the two of you, but it's actually affecting a lot of other people. And I guess I'm going to use my story as an example, but it wasn't just me that was affected, it was my family, the government, the hospital system, the justice system. It was a huge outfall and outpouring of, I guess it was a ripple effect of the damage and catastrophic, like, damage, there's no other word for it, damage that was caused. So yeah, I think there is an increase in it, and I think I honestly don't know why, because I've never been in a situation like that myself. I have to say it's a lack of genuine confidence in yourself, or confidence in your partner. I can't understand what else it could be, but I also know, because I've spent the last 5.5 years supporting, obviously, your amazing cause and researching it and raising money and awareness for it. I think there are definitely early telltale signs that we need to be looking out for. Like, domestic violence doesn't start straight at physical abuse. It starts at verbal abuse, and it elaborates itself. And I think there are telltale signs that we all need to look out for. And also be wary and be cautious of others, because your relationship isn't necessarily just going to impact you.
Absolutely, thank you. Nez, you also have a journey and experience and voice on it.
Yes.
Please share it with our viewers today.
Well, I'm still surprised that 1 in 3 women in Australia have endured some form of domestic or sexual violence from a partner. I don't believe that domestic violence is limited to a neighbourhood or a culture or religion or a background or a socioeconomic class. I personally endured domestic violence growing up as a child. It's horrendous. And I think, like you said, it's confidence, it's a lot of shame and guilt that keeps you stuck sometimes. It's feeling that you're alone as well. So I believe that being a voice to your journey allows other people to not feel ashamed to express their experience and their story. And I think it's really important to talk about it.
Thank you.
To share it.
Thank you. Now, very briefly, because as we know, we could have a whole segment, and we will, dedicated to the subject. Today is just starting up. So, Darlink.
Well, I'm actually finding back the tears with you two sharing. I've also been involved in domestic violence, and that's why I came to Australia, to get away from that. So for me, it's quite close to my heart, and I really can't comment anymore because I'll get quite upset. But I just want to say thank you two for sharing, and it's not something that you can easily get out of. You know, it's it's people who carry a lot of shame and guilt, and it does start verbally. And anyway, it happens to the best of us, and we kind of learn and move on. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Well, domestic violence is a very sensitive topic, and I don't speak from my personal experience because probably I've been fortunate enough not to experience any. But I'll speak from the point of view of law. I believe that whoever commits domestic violence, they will suffer the consequences. They deserve to be prosecuted. Yes.
I'm sorry,
a big yes.
I'm just going to interject here. I agree with you, and I would like to see everyone who commits domestic violence suffer the consequences. But I'm sorry, but most people don't even speak out about it. Like, unfortunately, like I had to interject there and say most people don't even speak out about it. So,
but may I challenge you on that?
Go ahead.
Barbara's question today was why it happens, and I'll tell you why and what can be done to prevent domestic violence. To my views. Why? Because it could be many, many reasons, and I'll mention the main ones. It comes from upbringing, culture, family upbringing, culture, education, it's a big thing, right? And mental issues and anger. And to prevent all of this, right, these people need to be exposed with training, right, to speak up, women that they face domestic violence, whoever faces it, to speak up, because we live in a lucky country, Australia, and we are very lucky we live here. And this country is about justice, and it allows us to speak.
Yeah, it does, but you're challenging me
education.
on the fact that everyone will be prosecuted who commits domestic violence. That can't be possible when not everyone is even put forward during the act of domestic violence.
You misunderstood me, Dana. Not everybody
That's
will be
actually what you
prosecuted.
said. That's actually what you said.
I did not say that. Not everybody will be prosecuted, but they deserve to be prosecuted.
Deserved, yes, but you didn't actually say that. You said, I believe everyone will.
I said
get
everybody
what comes to them,
deserves to be
basically.
prosecuted that that does that offense.
Ladies,
Okay.
as I said before, this is a topic for whole segment.
Yeah.
We will come back. Let's divulge a little bit in more private passion confessions. We're going to talk today about something that we don't discuss too much, and that's human interaction. But human interaction in the bedroom. I have a question to our panel. Is there a place, is it possible to invite third person into marriage, relationship? Will it work? Is it acceptable? How do open relationships work or don't? Nez, darling.
Why do I start?
I don't know.
Look, I believe, like I said before, that marriage is fluid and so are relationships. So why not invite a number of people on board?
Okay, why not? That's your view. What about the partner? How can they take it? I was going to say swallow it.
Oh, well,
How
they've
can
got to
they
be
take
on
it?
they've got to be on the same, appropriate. They've got to be on the same wavelength as you. You know, they've got to be strong and confident in themselves.
Okay, but it's part of a journey.
I believe that it's also about the connection that you have with your partner. How
Yes.
strong is your relationship in order to maintain that?
Yes, I understand. Yona, from the legal point of view, not the legal point, from your point
Thank you,
of view.
Barbara. Well, I'm a Christian.
Oh,
And I tend to believe that I'm a good Christian. I'm not perfect, but I think I'm close to perfection, to
Of
make you
course.
laugh. With technology, how things have changed in this day and age, there is a quote. Technology is a great servant, but a dangerous master. Things have changed. And look, I can't say much of that. But in answering your question in terms of between a couple getting a third person in that bedroom or relationship, however you want to phrase that, I don't personally believe on that. God made a man and a woman together. So be it a man and a woman.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, Dana, darling.
Oh, well, that's a very controversial topic.
Very.
For example,
That's my views.
Of course, yes. And I've got a lot of gay friends
So do I.
who,
Me too.
a woman, a man, a man. So I know God didn't make them that way, but I've never seen true love like I have in some partners like that. However, for myself,
God got me wrong.
what did he?
He did.
Well,
Well, he got me in
right.
the wrong body.
So for me personally, I'm one of those people who I'm not going to rule it out. Definitely, it's one of those things. 3 people, you have to be both on the same pages. Like, yeah, we're both happy to have service. However, for me, first, I would like to spice it up and try everything. There's costumes, there's role play. Like, give it all your all
Exactly.
before you go in to bring in a third person. I like to experiment in life and in general, and I think I don't think I'd be with someone who doesn't want to have fun with me or like try new things. But then I think maybe a third person is the last option. Yeah, that's me personally.
But you are willing to try, is that correct?
I'm going to try lots. I just don't know if I think I'd try enough
You're open.
to satisfy them. I'm not close to it, no.
Yeah,
But
because
it wouldn't be
I
obvious
would
choice.
probably be, though, like more men than
Yeah.
another woman.
Yeah.
Like, it'd just be like
For me,
a man
it
fest
is
on
like
me.
a big no-no. It is like cheating. It's a big no-no.
That's what I said. They both have to be on
Yeah.
the same page. It's not like you agree and the other person doesn't. You both have to agree.
Like
it's a
with
mutual
sex.
thing. Of course.
Like I said, there's never life is not about black and white, but I can only speak from my perspective. And you know what? It's about our values. And my values, I'll make you laugh, but I still iron till this day. I seen my mother ironing, I still iron. So it's the old values.
I respect your values,
you know,
and I respect
but
everyone's values, and I completely think that's cool. But
We
I'm
left
just for
Crystal
myself.
out.
Thank
Darling, what do you think?
No.
Well, I'm one to play the field, and I get bored very easily. So I like to keep my options open. However, if I was in a marriage or committed relationship, I would not like a third person in at all.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, panel. Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
could talk forever again, but staying with human interactions, where obviously the whole world, that's what all turns it around. Something that normally doesn't go hand in hand. politics, human interactions and sex appeal. How do I come? We know that politics became lately, not so lately, a dirty personal game. I think that the politicians, the way they're acting, bashing each other in the parliament sittings, being very personal, are losing actually the public. Are they being disrespectful not only to themselves but to the voters? Question number one. Question number two, can we bring sexy back to politics? How can we make politics interesting and sexy again? Well, whom do I start with? Dana.
Okay, definitely I think the politics are definitely being dirty and it does make them look bad and it's a deterrent to us. The only way, or two ways I can really think of making politics sexy is, the first is calling it politics, and the second would be just eradicating Donald Trump. There's nothing sexy about Donald Trump to me.
Anymore.
Ever.
Good.
So,
well,
His wife's sexy.
yeah, oh, for sure. She is sexy, yeah. Yeah, him personally,
But
no.
that's a no.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, well, I don't really see politics as sexy at all, so I don't know how they'll ever become sexy.
Darling, it's
Politics.
metaphorical. What we
Right.
mean, how can we make it, how can we can make people interested again without thinking, oh, I can't believe it, I can't trust anybody. They all fight with each other. They all for
do.
personal right.
I don't know if they'll ever be interesting.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's simple. Yeah, good. Yona.
Politics, it's a huge topic, very interesting to me. However, because time does not permit, unfortunately today, I can only speak briefly. Miss Thatcher, she said, and I quote this, in politics, if you want something done, ask a woman. And if you want something said, ask a man. So, very interesting topic. It must be introduced more out there, particularly to the young generation, the children under 18, because they must be exposed and, of course, to be taught at home, on the dinner table, on television, at schools and at home, because politics is a very interesting topic for particularly the younger generation to learn.
Great. Nez, darling, thank you. Nez, what do you think?
I think, as Dana said, Donald Trump has really just taken the whole politics to another level with his sexuality and him being,
Or lack thereof.
or lack thereof,
Yeah.
or his, grandiosity around it. I think he's just, taken politics to a whole new level with that. So, yeah.
So it's
Hashtag Donald Trump.
And
all
politics.
his fault.
And
All
politics.
his fault. His fault.
No, there
Today.
was the Pauline Hanson as well. That was...
I'm a
Not
huge
that.
fan of Donald Trump, by the way.
Okay, we know it's not about being personal, remember? It's about gaining
more said.
respect. Gaining respect. We're running out of time. So very briefly, before I tell you what we'll be talking about next week, our panel members, what's next for you next?
Continuing my music journey and hopefully being released by Sony Australia.
Congratulations. What can we expect from the record? What will it be called?
3 tracks, no idea what it's going to be called yet, but there are 3 tracks that are in talks at the moment with Sony, so.
We bring you up to date on the next episode.
Thank
Yona, for you, what's?
Well, I've been running my own immigration law business, Barbara, since 2014, and I'm taking my ANU studies, legal studies. I finished my law degree some 3 weeks ago. I'll be an admitted lawyer in December. And I really want to help all the immigrants come to Australia from anywhere in the world, as long as meet all the departmental requirements, because my duty is to the court and to the Department of Immigration. And I'm very grateful to God, and I'm very happy.
Beautiful. Now, Crystal, darling, what's next for you?
Well, I'm still finishing my transition, so next is my Part 2 Hello Darlink series, and designing the swimwear for transgender women, and yeah, a lot on the plate.
Wow, and now Dana, what's next for you?
I have a few things on, so I'm just about to do a world tour with Penguin Random House. My book comes out called Worth Fighting For. It's taken 2 years to write, so I'm very excited, perfect timing. And something else that's even probably more important to me and closer to my heart is I am trying to change a law. You know how we have the one-punch law? I'm trying to change the instant burn, instant jail time, but I want a lot of jail time. I'm going for the big guns. So I'd like everyone watching this to please get behind me and changing this law, because since my burn, there's not only been me, there's been children who've been burnt on fire and other women and even men as a result of domestic violence. Like, we can't have children being burned to fire. It's not okay. So I just urge everyone to get behind me, and I'm super excited to hope change some things in a big way.
Well, thank you. Next question, next topic. Dana, what would you like to talk about on high heel?
I think I want to talk about filters, especially in 2017. Like, I don't know if it's because I worked so hard to look like Dana again, and yeah, I've got scars, but I don't really give a shit. Like, it's part of who I am. Like, I think I've made them my own as much as you can. I think part of being confident and sexy in yourself is like embracing what you have that's different. And I love who I am. I love my differences, but I think I'm getting quite over filters. I don't post any photos anymore with filters because it just, like, it's like false advertising. Like, you know, wearing a padded bra and then like they get to the real thing and the titty's small.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think I've worked so hard to be Dana again, and I'm just over filters, and what do you guys think about filters?
So no filters today?
I love filters.
All right.
But it's okay.
Okay.
No, yeah, each for their own, for
Yeah,
sure. Like,
yeah.
go nuts on the filters. I don't know if it's a personal
But it
thing.
can be filters and filters. Can be
yeah.
filters that just enchant something.
Yes.
And can be filters that remove things. So that's the second one.
Yes.
Shouldn't be.
Sure.
Correct?
Yes.
Depends what kind of filters we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like when it comes to keeping it real, I'm all for no
Yes,
filter.
keep it real.
Hashtag no
Yeah.
filter. I'm
Yeah.
all for keeping it real on the outside as well as on the inside. That's just my perspective.
Yeah.
I think it also depends on the time of the day. 6 a.m. I
Yes.
need filter. Darlink, what about you?
Too many topics, but let's talk about trust. The word trust, it comes to my mind, and I translate it as total respect, unconditional support, teamwork. It takes years to establish trust, like reputation, but takes only one moment, Barbara, to demolish that, to destroy that. However, trust is established with time. Time conquers all. And real people talk with real actions.
Thank
And
you.
that is trust.
You brought something very important.
Thank
Can
you.
anything work without trust? Can anything work in life and
It can't,
relationships?
but I also
without-
think you can't. People will spend their whole entire lives, you're right, and like building up a reputation in their career and trust. But it can take one moment for everyone else to diminish all that you've done. And I think that we have, as humans, have to be a little bit forgiving. That guess what, we're human, we make mistakes. But what about? I think people are so quick to forget all the good that we've done. What about all the years and good that we've done? Like, people judge someone so quickly on their one mistake. What about all the good that you've done?
May I
Because we
say
only
something to
human
that?
after all.
Yeah, go.
You know, when it comes to trust, I totally agree with you, Dana, but real people come forward and ask you a question.
Yeah, agreed.
They do not backstab you.
Agreed.
And they talk to other people. People have many opinions about us.
Yeah.
But I believe in life. I'm a firm believer that if you have a question, come and ask me
Same.
forward. And Plato said, the one that is hated the most is the one that speaks the truth. And I believe,
Preach.
speak the truth. Speak the truth
Thank
and
you.
you'll be
Thank
fine.
you. What about
My
you?
topic.
What do you
Agreed.
think? Trust.
Thank
Do
you.
Trust. Trust.
I think trust is rare. I think it's very rare.
Like Bumria.
I think like trust and honesty. I think that, you know, you hardly, you know, it's hard to trust people. It is.
Yeah, I
it's
think
true.
shame too.
But there are trustful
Yeah.
people out there.
But I don't
And
think it's
time
really
shows
trust.
that.
Yes, darling, you're so
Actions.
quiet. Where are you with it?
I believe trust is integral in all successful relationships, in all healthy relationships. You need trust, you need respect.
Which takes a long time
along
to
with
build.
trust comes respect, along with trust comes love that's
Yes.
unconditional, along with trust is the foundation.
We have
Every
to earn the
relationship that's
trust.
healthy.
It takes a long
And I
time.
trust that the viewers relate too much to what we're talking today. So I hope to see you with more topics to come. Jealousy, love, relationships, everything that makes the day go around. Yes?
Thank you.